the basic point here is that as an organization which is helping to create a positive change in society, in the communities, we need to understand that this is something that not everybody is investing their energies on. So the question is, why is it that some people are taking up the pain, like these members of, what's the name? Ububana. Why are they taking the pain? Why are they going the extra mile to try to help people, to create a positive change in their lives? They could just say, well, I'm contented with what I have, and to hell with you. You want to suffer? That's your trouble. But it takes a very soft heart. It takes a very religious heart. It takes a very spiritual heart to be a caring personality who will go the extra mile to try to help people. Therefore, we should be very much appreciative of what these ladies and gentlemen are doing for our communities here. Because it takes a lot of strong will, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of motivation for spreading that inner desire to love the community in such an amazing way to render service to the community. Now, what is community? Community comes from two words. Commune means to empathically communicate. Empathic communication means I don't just give some idea, I put myself in your shoes to feel your pain.
Yeah. Yes.
And that is what the members of this non-profit, non-government organization are doing to your communities. And the other word there is unity. In other words, community comes from two words, commune and unity. And this is the basic pivot of Ubuntu. It's about a unity, working together. And the working together principle becomes very easy if we find ourselves as a family. And all of us are of a global family. Why? How is it that we are a global family? Look at everybody around. And go to anywhere. Go to America, go to Europe, go to Phoenix, go to Chatsworth, go to Johannesburg. You find 4 basic principles that the human beings are doing. They work so hard to get some money, to eat, where to sleep. If they have some money and where to sleep, the next thing is they're looking for a partner, husband or wife. So we have sleeping, eating, mating, and the last thing is defense. If you build a big house, you want to fence it around with high walls. Why? Because you are afraid of infiltration. That is called defense. When you build a high wall to protect yourself. Of course, in America and other places, people go out even with guns. They're trying to protect themselves. And so, these 4 activities are going on. But we go beyond these 4 activities, then we realize that we are all one family. Why and how? Look at this body you're seeing. These bodies are simply made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. The mind, intelligence, and false ego are the subtle elements which carry the spirit soul. And when you go into dream, you find yourself in Johannesburg, but your physical body is lying on your bed here. That body that you find yourself enjoying Johannesburg in the dream is called the subtle or astral body. When you wake up, you find yourself right here on your bed. And so, that body that goes about when you're asleep is made up of mind, intelligence, and false ego. And it is that subtle body that is carrying the soul. Now, this other physical body you are seeing is another thing. In other words, all human beings, we are like wearing a 3-piece suit. We have the physical body, we have the subtle body, and we have the soul proper. And from critical analysis, we find that all of us, we belong to that family of God. You may call it Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Chineke, whatever it is. Now, if you say, well, I don't believe in God, then you have to tell us what you believe in. And it is very easy for us to understand that we are all belonging to one family. If we have that understanding, there will be peace in this world. There will be peace in South Africa. People will be able to come to work together for a common good. As soon as we identify our spiritual reality, then we can walk towards peace. And besides peace, what can we get in this world? It's just trouble. And what are the troubles? One of our speakers mentioned drugs. Our kids now, even in the high schools, they are doing drugs. Young girls they are falling out from even college, from high school, teenage pregnancy. And so, if a child does not go to school, where is the future of that child? Now, if the child becomes pregnant at a tender age, the parents may be disappointed. They may just say, oh, you did this, all right, get out. But we are too busy, we don't educate our children about the purpose of life.
Yeah.
There is an ultimate purpose of life. And that purpose is to reconnect with the Supreme. And if the children are not educated about who we are, how we are not these bodies, we are not the emotions. These days is very common. There are two things. We call love, and there is another we call lust. L-U-S-T and L-O-V-E. Now, it is a common thing. That word love is being globally abused.
Yeah.
If someone's attracted to another person to exploit that person sexually, he or she goes to say, I love you. But the real thing is that their emotions are pushing them to try to exploit the other person. Now, if we don't know our real identity, we will be misguided. Yeah. It will be too late. The future of our societies are in the hands of our children. Therefore, the parents must be situated in spiritual awareness. The spiritual awareness is that we are not these bodies, we are spirit souls. We are not the emotions. We are not the mind. We are not the senses. Whatever the mind tells us, we want to go and do it. Then we become slaves to the mind. Who wants to be a slave here? Show me. Tell me. I want to be a slave. Raise up your hand.
No one.
Nobody. But we are slaves to the mind and the senses. The mind drives us. The senses drive us. Like, we don't want to be slaves. And therefore, we should be practical about it. We should try to understand ourselves. Then the unity we want in our communities will be easily achieved. We are presenting these teachings to anyone and everyone. And our teachings are very similar to the African philosophy, African indigenous philosophy. In African philosophy, we have the belief of higher beings. We have the belief that whatever you do, it will come back to you. We have the belief that there is life after death. And therefore people, the traditional Africanists, are very much careful about what they do because they know they are going to get a feedback about whatever they put into the universe. Therefore, we should understand there is an opportunity available to us. Our teachings are very similar to the African traditional philosophy. And we have a lot to share with you. Like one of our executives have mentioned, visit Chatsworth. She has visited. Visit the Hare Krishna temple at Chatsworth. She has visited and she's proud about it. We don't want to take too much of your time. This is just like an introductory. It's a bridge talk. To just expose you to the fact that the sufferings we undergo in this world, we are causing because sufferings. Yeah. We are not planning. We're not having strategic plans about our future lives. Yeah. And it creates a lot of problems for other people because people who are sympathetic, then they will have to sacrifice their resources to help the poor. Yeah. Ejolai, she mentioned, we're teaching people to do fishing. We're not fishing to feed people. If we teach people what is right for them, then they'll be productive. And that productivity will be sustainable. They will use those resources and skills to better the lives of their families and even people yet to be born. Therefore, it is important for us. Africa is growing. The world is changing. We should not be sitting back and think, I have to produce 10 children. Do you have the means to feed the 10 children? I was just dealing with a case. A girl, she's not having any job. She has no profile. She's living in her house, in the mother's house, and she had 5 children. For some man who just comes to have sex and impregnate her and goes away. And people don't find any wrong in this. We are impoverishing the families. And in some of the families we have just one breadwinner. And you think you open up yourself for someone for sex and you produce all of the children and then you expect someone to come and cater for you. Africans, please, you wake up.
Yes.
It is time to wake up. If you don't wake up now, you will destroy your life. And you say, there is no God. Why am I suffering? Whether you believe it or not, there is God. We call God Krishna. Because we have realized the power of God. We have realized the positive changes that we have undergone as a result of aligning with the power of God. We are always about letting people know that yes, what we experience, the transformation we have, the positive changes that we have undergone could also be available for each and every one. And therefore, as people who are growing up, as people who are organizing this type of community development projects, we have to understand that if we add spirituality into our system, then it could be just so perfect. And you don't need extra effort to do that. You just need your mouth, your tongue, to be able to add that spirituality in your life. In the Bible, it is mentioned, from the rising of the sun to its setting, we should call on the names of God. In the hadith of the Quran, it is mentioned that the most beautiful names belong to Allah. Therefore, we should call on those names. In the Vedic culture, in the Vedic scripture, it is mentioned that in this present age, of globalization, the main process, the easiest process to become spiritualized, to become God conscious, to become elevated in conscious development so as not to become slaves to the mind and the senses, is to call on the names of Krishna. That is why we always encourage people to chant these names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. You have a chance to develop yourself spiritually, and we can teach you how to do that. I repeat, she mentioned visit the Chaswa, the Hare Krishna temple, and we will expose more to what we are introducing to. Thank you very much. I very much love the way there was heavy participation when the chanting was going on. And this showed that you are very pious, good people at heart. And that is why you were enthused and motivated to join in dancing and singing. Again, thank you very much for participating.